Hi friends, welcome to Born for Homeschool. I'm Rachel Bourne. Here at Born for Homeschool, we share tips and tricks, information, and encouragement to simply support your homeschool. I'm the wife of Daniel and the mother to 4 children, ages almost 2 to 9, and this year I will be homeschooling 3 of them. We will have a kindergartner all the way through 5th grade. Today I'm going to share with you 4 tips for homeschooling on a budget. These are things that I've learned over the last few years that have helped us to keep our cost of homeschooling down. So tip number 1, look for free resources. There are lots of places to look for free resources for your homeschool. Some places that you might want to start are Google, YouTube, your local library, maybe a local Facebook marketplace or Facebook Buy Nothing group. We have found some really great things to add to our homeschool by searching out these free resources. My mother retired after homeschooling for many years, so I was able to get a bunch of her resources that you'll see here behind me. Also, we've been blessed with some really generous friends and family who have given us items that they no longer use or no longer need. So definitely look into free resources. Tip number 2 is to buy used. There are lots of places to find used homeschool materials or used items that could be helpful to your homeschool. This year I found some great deals on eBay. I found some amazing finds at a local thrift store, which I've never really thought that much about looking for homeschool resources there before. So that was a really fun find. You also could find a local homeschool resale group or Facebook Marketplace. There's also thrift books. I was able to go to a local homeschool curriculum resale and find some incredible deals on curriculum that we will be using this year. So definitely check out ways that you can find used materials that would be helpful to you in your homeschool. Tip number 3 to homeschooling on a budget is to plan. And this takes a little bit of effort, but to sit down and write out a plan of the subjects that you're going to be studying or the topics, items that you're looking for, the things that you need. Having a plan or something written down helps you to stay focused when you run across some really great deals at the thrift store, or when you find something for free on Facebook Marketplace, or when you're on eBay and see a really great deal for something. It's really helpful to have a list so that you don't overbuy. In my last video, I showed you how I set up my homeschool planner, and I will put a link in the description box below for you to check out that video. Through that video, I show you how I set up my planner and plan out our homeschool year, and by doing that, it helps me to create a list of the curriculum that we're going to be needing and the resources that I'd like to have for studying different unit studies or topics. That helps me to come up with and plan for the items and resources that we're going to need for our homeschool. This list is a super helpful guide for me to use while I'm out looking. It helps me to stay focused on the things that I want to look for, but it also helps me not to overbuy. And that is really key here. Don't buy more than you need, because one of the things I find to be the biggest obstacle for homeschooling on budget is when I overbuy. When I buy too much of something and something that we're not using or something that we don't need. I find that that's one of the biggest obstacles to sticking with a budget, is spending money in a place that I don't need to. So for sure, making a list and a plan of the items that we need and the topics that we're going to cover, things to be watching for, that for sure helps me to stay on a budget. So if you've checked out the free resources and the secondhand resources, if you still need to buy things, if you need to buy things brand new or unused, maybe the latest addition to something, then find a business that you want to support. Maybe it's a locally owned business or a family owned business, a place that you want to spend your money that you feel good about. That's definitely something that I try to do. If we do need to buy something new, there is a company that I like to support. It's family owned and it has really great prices. I really appreciate the things that they stand for and the things that they do with their company, and so I don't mind buying new from them. So tip number 4 is to make do. Maybe there's an item that you don't have, that you can't really afford, and so I would encourage you just to make do with what you have. The last few years, we have used contact paper instead of a laminator. This last Christmas, I was given a laminator for Christmas, and it has been wonderful to add to our homeschool this year. However, we have done homeschool for many years with just contact paper, and that was fine to just make do with that. If you don't have a certain kind of pencil, I grew up collecting pencils and I don't know why. So we had all of these pencils that I collected over the years that I didn't really want to do anything with, that I didn't really have any other use for, and so I've just let my kids use them as school pencils. And ways like that you will find for making do throughout the year. So I encourage you to ask the question, is there something else that I already have that I can use for this? And that can help you to be creative and use the resources that you already have. You don't really need a whole lot to homeschool. This is the first year that we are really adding to our collection of resources and books, but a library card is what we've had in the past to read classics and things like that. We've not owned the books before, and that's perfectly fine. My kids have had a really great education. Just being wise with the money that we have and spending it where we needed it the most and not overspending. And I have not been perfect about this. I have for sure overspent on things that we didn't need for the year, but I have learned a lot, and I hope that you find this video helpful. If you have, please leave it a thumbs up. Maybe you have a suggestion for a free resource or some really low-cost, budget-friendly resources that you've used. I would love for you to leave me a comment below where we can find them and share them with others. Thanks so much for watching today. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you in the next video.